for joining us again for the Joint House and Senate Education Conference Committee meeting. Where we last left off, we were talking about Senate Bill number 496, a bill that we had requested to insert into Senate Bill 58. There was discussion and a counter from the House with two attachments. We did have some good conversation, I think, from both the House and the Senate, and the Senate has prepared a response, and it is in bill or in balloon form. So one of the first things I want you to note is on that first balloon, it says semicolon providing. That next word needs an R at the beginning, so that would be requirements for the administration of certain tests, questionnaires, surveys, and examinations in schools. So what you will notice is on page 1, as well as page 2, we do go back to the information where it states that parents will have the right to be informed of and inspect the curriculum, instruction materials, and any others. So they have the right to be informed, which means school districts are going to have to provide them with that information. They will have to inform them. That is carried over on line 21 as well on page 2. Then we did take to heart the concerns about surveys, tests, questionnaires, surveys, or examinations that would include non-academic questions about personal and private attitudes, values, beliefs, or practices of the student or the student's parents. And so we do have what we believe is language that is more specific and gets to what we're looking for, which is those non-academic questionnaires, surveys, or examinations. And so it does say that that though we're talking specifically about those that are administered during the school day, shall not be administered to any student enrolled in kindergarten or grades 1 through 12 unless the parent or guardian of the student, 1, is notified in writing. So what we want to make sure is we're not talking about, if we say administered in a classroom, then we get the issue of, well, what if we move them to the library? So we're not going to mess around. We're not going to create these different deviations. We're just going to say during that school day so that it's clear to all. And very specifically, we're talking about those non-academic types of questionnaire, surveys, or examination. And so we did keep the content of the copy of the test, questionnaire, survey, or examination that's to be administered will be notification will be received by the parent. Information on how the parent or guardian can provide written consent to authorize a student to take that. The name of the company or entity that produced or provides it, and whether the school will receive or maintain the resulting data, and an explanation of how the school intends to use and maintain such data. And then it just continues on about the giving the written consent through a written or electronic signature to be authorized. So again, that is talking about there's not going to be this blanket at the beginning and a parent never knows that it's coming forward. So we are keeping your language with regard to that. It is simply changing it there at the very beginning under Section A about a non-academic test and that administration during the school day. And we will take any questions that you have about that.
I don't think we have any questions. If you give us a few minutes, we'll take a look at it and come back.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay, I think the House will decline this offer at the moment, um, and ask that the Senate perhaps bring us back another.
We will do that. Do we have any additional information from our revisers with regard to where we might be on funding for the math?
Madam Chair, I assume you're talking about kind of the direction you're heading towards, or that you're proposing to fund it using federal ARPA funds. I'm working with our team budget, our advisors down there. We're discussing how that would look, and the potential necessity to bring in some appropriations into the education budget bill, for the governor's office, because that's where that fund currently exists, in order to direct those funds to KSDE to be used for a program like that. So I don't have any specific language at this time, but we are looking into it and working on that type of proposal.
Okay. Do you have any additional information about the two other items that we have spoken about? One being House Bill 2747, or the other having to do with the Promise Act and
We have no other changes to our position.
okay. Okay. Correct. I think the soonest that we would be able to meet again would be 5 o'clock. Does that work for you? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. 5:30. Okay, if we can set up, hopefully it will be the same room, and 5:30 it is. Thank you.